worst.
Yep.
Dude, that's so meta.
Whoa, what are you doing over here, initiative window? Get back on this window.
Because you got a new apartment, you got to set up the layout again.
Yeah.
Clearly, that's the only process which makes sense.
I have an extra monitor now, so now I have to put things in places.
Oh, extra monitors.
Alright. Where were we? Alright, there we are.
We'd just gone into night, I believe.
Yeah, you're going into a night filled with screeching and thumping. That's
and then we realized that the turret we're using to defend ourselves does 60 damage a shot minimum.
Yeah. Because against...
Actually 70.
Yeah.
Because kablamo!
Personnel size things anyways. And yes, it is one night, so everyone does recover one wound and I think all your strain.
Yes,
all strain.
Mm-hmm.
I also need to give myself 2 extra wounds.
Because that's what you needed.
And increase my vigilance.
Because you're going to go first, goddammit.
Nope.
Gosh darn it.
Mm-hmm.
Dag flabby.
Dag flammit.
Well, eventually, let's just get right down to it. I'm going to have to wing a lot of this, but whatever. This is where real GMs are made, I guess. I'll use that excuse.
All right.
We'll just play along with that. All right. Eventually, in the night, the screeching and thumping do stop, but never beyond the tree line do you see what is actually making the noises. So, you guys can eventually get some sleep in the night.
And clearly, their diplomatic envoy is fearful and is thus communicating that fear
Yes.
through a game of oral charades.
Well, no, clearly we're just where the wild things are.
Hmm.
And we're not joining the party for some reason.
Because we're all kind of shit.
That's very poignant. I don't know what to say to that.
Okay. Well, after a standard amount of time for this planet, the sun rises. I don't know. I could go into extreme detail with these planets, but I'm just like, whatever. It's Star Wars. Night cycles don't matter.
Okay. The day cycle of this planet begins.
Mm-hmm. What are you guys going to do? I believe you guys talked about going where that other energy signature was.
And blowing it up, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
I have thermal detonators.
You know, they did a pretty cool communication, and I believe they have succinctly described that now would be an excellent time to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And with the wiring repaired, hopefully whenever the ignition button is pressed, the ship will take flight, and we can relocate, like 100 kilometers or whatever to the northeast.
Mm-hmm. Well, trying to start the ship, it starts.
Hopefully this time our engines don't sputter to death halfway there.
Nope. You do understand though that the hyperdrive does seem still be a little slow, but she'll work.
What about the secondary?
Secondary seems to have been completely made dysfunctional. But
So we actually need to repair that too.
unfortunately, it looks like that. But those are usually cheaper to repair than the main ones because they're crappy.
All right, ship credits.
Because they're shit.
Well, that's the point. Anyways, I'm assuming you're going to fly off to the north? Or would...
Unless somebody has anything else?
I don't have a better idea. I don't think we're leaving this system without dealing with this problem.
Yeah, move towards that exotic energy signature and explode it with prejudice.
Alright.
Up till the ship fuckery array is gone.
You're not allowed to drink in my water fountain energy signature.
The
Droid rights have not come very far.
lifting off the ship and going up above the tree line, you do not spot anything that could reasonably have made those noises or shook the ground last night.
Well, you know, the trees might come alive at night, so I don't know this planet.
Mm-hmm. Although, in lifting off, you do I'm going to need a perception check from the person flying this craft.
All right, Ryan.
Obviously, we should have just, started clear-cutting the trees with the lasers while we were landed.
That's right.
I mean, if you had suggested it.
What's the difficulty?
3 difficulty.
Well, we do have 5 light side points.
You really don't... You don't see the thing that I was indicating, but you do...
There's just an adult spider.
Spider link.
You don't detect that, but what you do detect is what is seemingly a path around the trees. So if you wanted to, you could stay below the tree line and avoid, for lack of a better term, radar upon heading northward.
I'm gonna admit that seems kind of like a terrible idea. Kind of imagining the mood of indoors speeder bike ride in a ship.
It worked out for them.
They were on speeder bikes.
So we have, you can avoid radar detection, but you get to make a piloting check. Is that what I'm hearing?
Mm-hmm. And hey, if you get there, you might be able to get there stealthily.
That's right.
And then
we
blow
have
it up.
all these destiny points, Ryan.
Yes.
I think
Can I
you should
use
go
all
for
5 of them on the one roll?
No.
You can use one of them on a roll.
If you guys want me to try it, I will.
I want you to try it.
What's just looking at the trees? What sort of difficulty would I be looking at?
Well, with the 2 advantages, you have a reasonable understanding of where to slow down, speed up. And it looks like there's almost like a little bit of a path if you squint your eyes a little bit. So like it's a 3.
And it's probably not lined with turrets.
Yes, and I would absolutely recommend on this entire approach that Jay stay in that gunner's turret down there. And maybe Lissa get to the one on top, or maybe I'll get into the one on top.
Yeah, sure, we can go for it then.
Stay in case something explodes that shouldn't explode.
Alright, I'll get into the one on top then.
Alright.
So if anything but Jay is sparking, we're gonna have trouble.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm sparking, you're going to have trouble.
It just means I have to fix you later.
It just means I'll have to reach down from one turret to the other and try to solve it.
There you go. Alright. 3 purple difficulty, and I'm assuming you're spend a light side point on this?
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
What does that mechanically do? Is it normally upgrade?
You can upgrade a dice.
Yeah,
You can
it would-
upgrade, we can upgrade green from a yellow, which is... You can get triumphs.
And if you didn't have
So
any
it'll
spare
add
greens,
one because I have 2 proficiency.
yeah, then you'd get a green.
Mm-hmm.
Joy.
You sound so enthused, Ryan.
I'm not. Did you say anything came from those 2 advantage?
You're gonna get 1 boost die from this. Because you know the path.
That's confusing.
That's why I wasn't too thrilled about the roll.
But hey,
Triumphant failure.
So you didn't damage the ship?
you didn't damage the ship. But you didn't damage the ship. But in your path, you end up near the crashed acclimator ship, the adjudicator, and you see what was once the man-sized hole that you were crawling out of looks to be a little bit larger.
Outward or inward?
Outward.
What the hell did we miss while we were in there?
Good question.
You stole our food.
All the way
Is
up.
it quick cutscene to just throwing Jay out of the ship?
Take the metal man back. We want the detonators.
They're inside of him!
Well, we're sorry, metal man.
Metal
Hey, I
Man.
mean, you want the detonators? Come get them!
Well, we'll parlay for them.
That's right. Jay hops in the air, starts throwing metal blades.
We have to defeat him in order to absorb his power to throw metal blades in 8 directions.
Yes. So basically, according to that roll, you found out that whatever was inside of there, whatever was knocking around, was probably the same thing. And it was probably very big.
And we have to get above the tree line now.
Yes.
That's kind of strange.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't have to get above the tree line.
You can try again.
That is factually true.
We have
could-
4 more light side points.
Yep, you could keep trying.
Although I'm not sure how long the bonus die will, or the boost die will apply.
Boost.
Oh, you got 2 advantages there as well. They totally supplant the other 2 advantages you got.
Sure, why not?
Well, it didn't damage the ship the first time. May as well try a second
Absolutely.
time.
You basically are like, oh, almost ran into that.
you like lift the ship up. Oh, let's try again.
Back up.
Go through some heavy brush and catch it on fire.
Yeah, pretty much.
Same roll, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it. I know this one. Okay. You basically, you get the rhythm, you get the groove, and you basically hit through there. Then you hear something snap and something starts sizzling inside the ship.
That's normal.
The ship's still piloting, flying, and everything on the sensor says everything's good.
Rakcharr calls down from the turret. I feel like we've been here before. Have we been here before?
Jay, are you fizzling? Please tell me that's you fizzling.
No.
The little droid's like, hey, the boarding ramp's down. That's not good, right?
No, that's not good.
That's very, very bad.
Yeah,
No,
if that
it's fine.
stays down when it... If that
It's
stays
circulating
down...
air.
If that stays down when we leave atmosphere, everyone else is going to die.
Well, it sucks to be them, eh? Oh, you want me to
And
fix?
then in the ensuing crash, everybody on board died.
Exactly.
I was about
Oh,
to say, like, I hope that one of J or B can pilot this after we die.
Oh, you want...
Good.
Should I fix it?
Yes, yes, you need a hand.
Well, I don't exactly have hands.
It's like, no, I don't need hands, racist.
You've got actuators. It's the same thing.
Fine. Mom. Ow, my actuator.
Overextended.
Yes.
Breaks off.
Your what?
Don't worry about it. He's just like he just like grumbles off back to the engineering.
Okay, tsundere robot.
Well, the boarding ramp is up, and you're flying below the tree line, and nothing attacks you while you're on the way there. You don't no tree limbs just sort of appear out of nowhere.
How uneventful.
Yes.
What am I doing in this gun?
I can change that. Just pull the stick to the left.
That gun gives you a nice scenic view of the treetops.
Okay. Around 5 kilometers away from where the signal source is, the tree line starts getting thinner and thinner,
Thank God.
soon giving way to what appears to be savanna-like shrublands.
Being this close, what do sensors show?
The sensors really just keep showing that the power source is coming from what you believe is about half a kilometer down and what appears to be inside of a hill.
Is it able to give any sort of topographical terrain view?
Inside of the hill or something like that?
Just of the exterior.
It seems to be like a hilly type savanna type area. There's doesn't look like there's doesn't look like anything aside from, not like it's any civilizations have been here. Looks
In hell, from 5 kilometers, that's what, about 2.5, 3 miles?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like if we're flying up in the air, we'd be able to see any large buildings or anything ahead.
You don't see any large buildings. It literally just looks like,
A large hill.
it looks literally like a large hill that just sort of stands out by itself. That's about it.
So it's an isolated hill then. The rest of it's
Yes.
just like savanna flatland, and then it all rises to this hill.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mound.
So I suppose the question would be, like, judging by that situation, whether the hill looks natural, although it's covered with natural.
If it was put up many years ago, it would probably look natural by now anyway.
Mm-hmm. I will allow people to make, if you have education, or if you don't have education, xenology, and if you don't have that, just straight intelligence checks. At difficulty 2.
The difficulty is the same no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Rakcharr doesn't care enough.
Well, this is my intelligence check.
I'm
Yeah.
very good at these things.
Jay, you're going to take 2 strain from that.
For 3.
4, 3.
Okay.
Alright. Laana doesn't know what this is, just like,
This is why you should never think.
Well, between Laana and Lissa, you do realize that if this were fake, there would be a entrance to it, and it appears, after even just a little bit more waiting, that you do see what appears to be a cave entrance carved out of it.
How big?
About the size of a small speeder. But it does not look modern. It looks, as you get closer and closer, scans indicate that it looks to be cut and hewn stone.
Well, I'm guessing we can assume by now if there's anything in there scanning that's already picked us up, yeah?
Reasonable.
At that point, I just flip on active scanners and actually check the greater surrounding area for anything that might be hazardous.
You're detecting a few life forms, a few of what appear to be reasonably human-sized, what could be considered human-sized spiders, but those are miles away right now. You really don't detect any, like, vehicles or just this one entrance and this one thing. Although your active scanners do start penetrating a bit deeper into the thing, and you do start getting a little bit of a cavernous layout of this place. As, like, hallways and stuff branching off each other, place stairways living up and down. It appears to be at the heart of the place where the power source is. There seems to be this large chamber.
You're saying hallways and stairways. Does that mean they look worked?
From what you can tell from the scans, it appears to be they look like they've been worked.
Huh.
Well, guys, I think we found it.
So, do we want to park this a reasonable distance away and then go blow it up with thermal detonators?
How far do you consider reasonable?
I don't know. Far enough that we're not going to come back to find our ship eaten?
I actually think it's reasonable that we park this within the savannah area so that, we'll see whatever ambush might be waiting for us. The trees are unfamiliar.
Fair enough.
Fucking trees, man.
So just park, a standard safe distance from the door and, yeah.
Alright, that's fine. Standards. Yes. Alright. Let's go to the tree map, which is no longer accurate, but we'll use it for now. Alright. As you land, you do know what appears to be from in the air you could reasonably assume it would be a dry riverbed, but it appears to be at the further place a trail leading straight up into the mouth of the cave and inside the thing. Choo choo, motherfucker. So what do you guys do?
Well, first things first is make sure to basically lock up the freighter as best as we can. Tell B to, do whatever he or it can in case of spider people and or other spider things.
You mean there's spider things that can eat robot people?
Yes.
Yeah. And thermal detonators. Don't forget they can eat thermal detonators.
Shoot, I'm gonna try to rig up some automatic turrets or something. I don't know.
All right.
Well, not only that, but, if this thing targets ships, we've just been kind of flying in circles over it for a minute, so I think they know we're here regardless.
Yep.
That means they have time to think about their imminent demise. I like it.
Yes, yes.
Didn't pick up anything, especially inside. For all we know, this might be abandoned, but,
Oh, it's never abandoned. It's never that simple.
I'm sure whatever this is, it runs on thermal detonators, so we just convinced the spiders to eat it. We'll be good.
So...
Room to the cavern.
So, yeah, Jay's going to keep the thermal detonators in him, I guess.
That's where they're safest, right? Where you can, overwatch them.
It's where they belong.
Guess.
Inside me.
That's right.
I mean,
One unique thing.
unless someone else wants to carry one as well.
Nah. I like to put both of the thermal detonators in one basket. That way you can shield me from the blast.
Me too.
I don't know. Putting them in a metal shell will probably just amplify it, because it adds shrapnel. Like a
Alright.
pressure cooker.
I'm not going to worry about it. I thought about it and I decided not to worry about it. That just makes it a more effective weapon.
Trying to figure if they go off, I'm dead anyway, so what does it matter
Pretty
where they
much.
are?
So I survived that roll in the critical hit table, right?
Keep rolling.
My everything.
All right. Entering into the cave. It's dark for maybe 100 or so yards. Yes, let's mix together Imperial and metric unit storms.
My God.
100 or so meters.
In Star Wars, they're called
That's
Imperial
even
and
more.
Ripper units.
Yeah. But after 100 meters or so, you start seeing what appear to be lit torches on the walls.
Like
Yep.
with fire?
Like with fire. They don't appear to be recent because some of them are burning down and a few other ones appear to be out already.
Right, but
I mean,
any
it
sort
would be
any sort
fairly
of torch
recent.
usage would end up being eminently recent anyway.
They're a few hours old.
Mm-hmm.
Rakcharr will like fiddle around with like his light amplification, other sorts of sensory modes, and his optic suite. Are those torches?
Yes.
Yes, they're torches made of burning material.
Yes.
Well, that's a welcoming sign, right?
No.
Okay. I'm going to need everyone to make perception checks. This is actually going to be slightly difficult at 3 difficulty. Two
Alright.
setback for the poor lighting conditions.
All
but
right, that means no setback for me. Optic suite.
I'm assuming people have ways of getting around it.
All those scanner goggles.
Nope.
You,
So cunning.
why'd you make a cunning check?
Because
Oh, no.
I have no perception.
Oh, alright. Well,
All that strain.
yeah, well... What those of you who got successes see what appears to be... Is that writing on the wall?
Is this going to be strange, Jordan?
No, it's not going to be straight.
Okay.
It's going to be something worse.
Ratchar's like, somewhere in the back of his mind is like, huh, this writing looks familiar. Like you've seen this style of writing somewhere else.
Considering how much writing that Rakcharr has seen or not seen over the course of his life, he's got a bad feeling right now.
Yeah. It's like, but there's writing on the walls, and there it is. And Rakcharr thinks he's seen it before.
Rakcharr will point out with one of the gloved, hands, because he's wearing the armor, towards the writing. Is it close enough to actually discern, or am I going to need closer to read it?
It's close enough to discern.
All right.
Seems like the entire wall is actually covered in the script, actually.
Oh. Well, then Rakchar's finger that pointed at that wall initially then, turns into all 5 of his fingers as he just sweeps the hand.
So, I'm assuming someone here wants to figure out what it says, okay?
Now we're
Yeah,
good.
Jay's going to see if he can translate.
Alright, that'll be intelligence plus education if you have it. If you don't, you can use xenology.
What difficulty are we looking at here?
3 purple.
Oh, I said this looks familiar.
That will be strain.
Stupid optics suite.
Somehow Rakcharr connecting the dots with the language that he thought it was with the language that it actually is able to translate rudimentarily what the line says. Herein lies the temple to the Fanged Mistress.
Okay, and what about this advantageous failure?
Oh, well, you're just gonna regain some strain there, Aaron, and
I feel like I missed something.
you help Rakcharr out with some of the linguistical things.
So this looks familiar. What language is this?
You thought for some reason you thought it was Gamorrean, but it's not.
But it looks similar to Gamorrean.
Yes.
Okay.
And they were speaking something that resembled Trandoshan, the ones that we saw on the ship.
Bearbell.
Yeah, same thing.
Alright, similar to pig talk.
Other.
Well, in that case, that's just going to bewilder Rakcharr. Because he doesn't understand, like, the history of linguistics. He's like, fucking shit. That's probably where the string comes from. Like,
But now that Rakcharr has done that and is able to point out those things that are making other people can, translate other things if they choose to with a +1, Jordan, a boost die.
Temple, thing, mistress, like super spider?
Is it straight intellect, or does education have an effect on that?
If you have education will be added to it.
Okay.
Plus a boost die because Rakcharr is like, hey, these words mean this. I think.
It's still 3.
Yes.
Yeah, may as well give it a shot.
I tried real hard.
I tried less hard.
The person who's actually trained in education couldn't.
Hey.
Just kind of look at it for a bit and shrug.
If you're trained in it, you have molded ways of thought. Rakcharr's
Rakcharr tries to give it a thought again. It does not work it out that time.
See, that his untrained, unmolded mind had a flash of insight, which is now dead.
That's a flash of insight. I'm now trying to chase it for the rest of my life.
Yeah, you guys are going to get a setback die and a boost die for other things that are coming up.
All right.
If you
Go.
Because all you know is it's the Temple of the Fanged Mistress, and there just appears the walls seem to be covered in the script.
Well, that's more than we knew when we got here.
Rakcharr is just going to dismiss it angrily. Like, whatever, fine, stupid fang.
And Jay just says, all right, enough of this writing shit. Let's go blow up this thing.
Yeah. We'll blow up whatever fang mistress, super spider, with teeth as big as me, and yeah, we'll take it down.
I like action.
Explosions!
You continue down the tunnel, and after
I
a
checked
while,
the ceilings.
the ceilings are clear.
All right.
The tunnel begins to narrow after a while, and you reasoned about another 200 meters. About another 200 meters, the tunnel ends, and you have a pathway leading off to the left and a pathway leading off to the right. It's gonna stay. It's still big enough for 3 people to walk 3 wide across the area.
I don't suppose any of you carry a scanner around, do you?
No.
Just a hand scanner, but it's not really that powerful.
Would that still
What do
be
you have
useful in
in
this
mind?
situation? I don't know, just like isn't like able to like detect life forms or something? I don't know.
What book is it on?
I think it's in the
Should
core
be
rule
in
book. It's a general
4,
hand
but-
purpose scanner.
I'll take a look.
Yeah, I think the main thing it's used for is scanning for like toxins, atmospheric conditions, things like that.
But yeah,
Let's see here. Depending on the model, they can indicate the nearby presence of life forms, heat fonts, radiation sources, acoustic emissions, or any combination thereof.
If you really think we need one and we don't have one, I can produce one from a utility belt.
I mean, it might be of value. Since,
I literally just said I have one too.
yeah.
Sorry, I missed that.
Life form tracking, motion sensing, metal detection, and the ability to intercept standard frequency comlink transmissions, operating up to a half a kilometer. Well, no, a kilometer and a half. The motion sensing is just a half a kilometer. That's on page 175 of the core rulebook.
Yeah, it's a lot more useful than I thought when I bought it.